Well, Lata, City Union Bank reported a healthy set of numbers. The moratorium is at 12.45% accounts. They are taking into calculation that at least one EMI must have come. So loan growth is better than expected, up about 7% YOY and about 2% sequentially. Asset quality has improved and they have been able to improve their net interest margin by 7 basis points on a sequential basis. Both the NII and PAT is ahead of our polls. Coming on to Shriram Transport, it's a weak set of results. Collections remained healthy at 73% in July. The AUM growth remained weak at 5% YOY and about 2% sequentially. Disbursements were lower than 1,000 crore versus run rate of 10 to 12,000 crore quarterly on account of lockdown and RTO shut. The NII was weak, down about 7% YOY and about 5% sequentially, which resulted in net interest margin declining for the first time below 6.5%. Asset quality improved and the NII PAT were below our poll. Back to you.
I prefer companies which announce collections rather than moratorium. I mean, what do you know? The moratorium definitions are so erratic. One of them says 1 EMI paid, one of them says 2 EMI paid, one of them says 3 EMI paid. But collections, 73% I would think is a good one.
Okay, well, let's see how both of those finance stocks do. But let's move to the retailers and find out what's happened here. Mangalam?
Well, most of the stores were shut, so it was a washout quarter. For Shoppers Stop, we had a revenue decline of 93.5%, so that's pretty much a lost quarter. EBITDA and net profit or a net loss is what the company posted. However, they've earmarked cost savings of 450 crores this year, so this is something we will keep an eye out on. For Trent, the revenues declined 70%, not as bad as Shoppers Stop because they were supported by the Star Bazaar business that they have, so food and grocery did well for them. Nevertheless, a decline is what we saw on their EBITDA, an EBITDA loss and a net loss is what the company posted. But as of where things stand now, 90% of their stores are open and they're seeing 50% growth in their online business as well. The street's playing for unlock. Let's see whether the dip on this stock will be bought into or not.
Okay, thanks for that. And some more bunch of mid-cap companies and important ones Sonal has on a list. Balkrishna Endurance, tell us.
Well, Lata, the numbers in terms of the auto ancillaries that reported numbers, Balkrishna numbers, yes, the numbers were decent. Operating profit margins, however, improved to 25% versus 22%, and the management commentary is quite positive. So they did say the demand is coming back, and especially in the month of July and August, they have seen a sharp rebound. Moving on to Endurance Tech, yes, the company reported a loss of 25 crores versus a profit of 165 crores. But again, the commentary is quite positive. They say that in India, largest two-wheeler manufacturers have almost reached to previous year levels, and that's why they also expect improvement going forth. Minda Corp also reported a loss versus a profit last year, but the management commentary is positive. Back to you.
Okay, Sonal, thanks a lot for that. Well, there are some more numbers. Let's first address the good ones, or actually, let's address the bad ones. Agam, tell us.
Well, I'm tracking the capital goods space and clearly it's a washout quarter. So I'll start with Engineers India. We have seen a sharp decline in consultancy and engineering projects, which is why we're seeing a revenue decline of around 36%. It stayed in the black, so we are looking at a 4.6% EBITDA margins and a net profit of a decline of 62%. Moving on, Garden Reach, not very different. In fact, this time it's a loss, but revenues declining by around 34%. We have seen a net profit of just 0.14 crores, but there is an operating loss of around 40 crores. The bottom line has been aided by higher other income. And moving on to Praj Industries, we are looking at revenue decline around 39%. We have seen an operating loss of around 12.7 crores against 8.5 crores. And that's also the reason why we're looking at a net loss of around 10.5 crores against 8.8 crores profit. So, well, not the great set of numbers to track this morning.
Never mind. Capital goods are the bulwark of the nation. It's just one bad quarter. Agam, don't feel so bad. Okay, Sonal, you have some more numbers on your list. I hope that's the last list.
Oh, absolutely, Lada. Let me start with Prestige Estates. Yes, it was a washout quarter. Sales volumes and sales value declined substantially on a quarter-on-quarter and a YOY basis. But the debt continues to remain high, so the debt-equity ratio at 1.5 times is something that would worry the street. Apart from that, we had Redington India. The decline this time around was not as bad considering the lockdown. So revenues declined 8%. EBITDA also declined this time around. However, company says that their working capital has improved, so that is something that could keep the stock in the green. However, 3M India, weak set of numbers. The company has reported a loss this time around. Let's see how the stock reacts. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Sonal. Lata, now on to the banks and NBFCs. This inflation business, how should we read
Well,
it?
normally bonds prices would fall and bonds are on the books of banks, and so there'll be a mark-to-market loss, and so it's sentimentally negative, and NBFCs are all hoping that yields will fall in the market. This would mean that the yields don't fall. So it's basically sentiment negative for PSU banks, which have a lot of government bonds, and NBFCs. But you never know. Everybody will be hoping that the Reserve Bank will come and buy bonds, do OMOs. So, you know, dips will be bought.
Okay, all right. Well, let's quickly recap our list of top stocks to watch out for this morning. Stocks that have positive news flow surrounding them are Hero Moto, BPCL, City Union Bank, Shoppers Stop, Trent, Balkrishna Industries, Endurance Tech and Reddington. Some of them are bad numbers, but please remember we're speaking from a market positioning standpoint. Now, stocks with the negative news flow surrounding them are Tata Steel, Eicher Motors, Minda Corp, Engineers India, Garden Reach, Praj Industries, Prestige Estates, 3M, the Nifty PSU Bank Index, M&M Finance, L&T Finance, as well as Shriram Transport.
But here again, it's a positioning thing. As Anuj is pointing out, Tata Steel may be negative news, but it could be bought.
Even Shriram Transport,
Yeah, Shriram Transport, my sense is the collections were good. It will find buying.
and you know, the kind of commentary that Ashok Leyland gave yesterday, and you know, Shriram Transport being
He's
a
a
direct
financier.
play on commercial vehicles, and I don't see any reason why it should be down a lot.
Okay, let's see how the market receives this news. But for the last set of cues that the market's watching for, commodity cues, Manisha is here. Good morning, Manisha.
Morning, Lata. Well, the US dollar slipping versus the major currency is a positive for the asset class, but then the impasse in Congress about additional US stimulus is one thing that is bothering. And the other is the US and China officials are due to meet on Saturday to review the phase one trade deal. So this is going to be really the trend setter on how various commodities will trade. As of now, we have the crude prices headed for a weekly gain because the US inventories have continued to decline for 3 weeks. The gold prices gained 2.5% overnight. Silver surged 4.5%. The base metal prices also gained, though the Chinese demand is now showing signs of slowdown. There is monsoon flooding in various parts, so the construction numbers have slowed down as well. So this could weigh on the metal prices, but it is all going to be about Saturday and US and China trade talk.
Okay, and we are going to watch out for that, Manisha. Thank you very much for giving us the latest this morning. We do need to take a very quick break. We will come back on the other side, and Dhananjay Sinha of Systematics Group is going to join